Well, good afternoon. Good morning. My name is Alberto Elisavetsky. I am the founder and director of ODR Latin America. I am very grateful to have this opportunity to share with you during Cyber Week 2024. Some activities, some tasks, some ideas used and that we have been working in ODR Latin America. What I am doing today, I am speaking in Spanish, and I am going to use a platform to translate my words into English. And the PowerPoint is presented in English in order to make it easier for all of you to understand this work that we are going to share. ODR Latin America is a social network created in 2008 to promote the use of new information and communication technologies and put them at the service of mediation, negotiation, facilitation, and conciliation. This from the point of view of non-adversarial and 2021 methods of conflict resolution, those that are self-compositive, and on the other hand also in the service of arbitration as a heterocompositional method, as an adversarial method of dispute resolution. This network has representatives in most Latin American countries, and we also have collaborations from Spain. Our website is odarla.com, which is free to access but requires prior registration. We have been working for a long time pre-pandemic, during the pandemic, during COVID, and post-pandemic, helping conflict operators, negotiators, and mediators from all over the region in trying to understand specifically what this topic of ODR, online dispute resolution, was all about. And we have a wide range of collaborations and development with many countries around the world, in Latin America, in Europe, in Africa, and recently we have established more activities with Asia, so we are really very happy with our development. We have also very recently created a publishing house that is directly aimed at publishing material basically in Spanish and Portuguese, making it easier for mediators and negotiators to have faster access to the dissemination of their works. And we do this in digital and paper format. We have already presented our first book called Multidisciplines and Mediation, and we have 2 more books in progress, one related to mediation in health areas, and another one related to conflict resolution and mediation in general. We are also on the way for our 3rd Global Congress called ODR Expo Tech, which is going to take place between March 10 and 14, 2025, where we give place to all those who are interested in presenting, promoting, disseminating activities, new technologies, 2001, and their assistance to mediation and negotiation. A space that so far has been very rich, and we are sure that next year we will have a very important number of attendees. And now, specifically linked to what we are doing in terms of different GPT chat experiences for negotiation and mediation. We are going to present during ODR Expotage our specialized GPT chat for mediation simulations. And what we have done, among other things, is to generate different specific GPT chats. We have one for conflicts in general, We have one for negotiation and mediation, but basically what we have done is read you and loaded it to the GPT chat. We have iterated it. We have given it the indications to work based on the Harvard negotiation model, to help mediators and negotiators to train as if it were a flight simulator, or also to help them in different stages of their process when they are already in practice and have some doubts or some development in their space that are not very clear on how to move forward. Well, this is what we are working and training. This is the page of our model. One of them, the Pamelane Negotiator, A, which here in Spanish says Assistant for Negotiation and Mediation Practices. And when you open this specific GPT chat, there are 4 questions that are here in Spanish, but later on, I am going to present them in English. One is, I want to practice how to identify the causes of conflicts. Then I can enter the type of conflict I have, and that will help me to identify the causes. Another space, another question I can work on is, how do I start an integrative negotiation? Opening number 3 is, can you guide me to generate mutually beneficial options? And opening number 4 is, how do I compare my MAN, my best alternative to a negotiated agreement, with my PAN, my worst alternative to a negotiated agreement? So this is like entering into a conversation that's already developed. And directly this specific GPT chat, at least in what we are using it in Latin America, with our students, with our graduates in the degree in conflict resolution and mediation that we have at the National University of February 3, and in the postgraduate course that we have in online dispute resolution, we are working with these tools, always with the view that they should be put at the service of mediation and negotiation. So, going specifically to each of the questions and how it would be developed, I present here some screenshots saying that this GPT chat has been developed to help mediators and negotiators to practice integrative negotiation. Among others, USAND. And the first thing it says to me is, before we start, could you tell me your name? And it starts to establish communication with the mediator or the negotiator. It asks us for a description of the conflict, if you can describe it, and what would be the perspectives of the parties that are involved in that conflict, and gives us some indications of how we should get the information to you so that you can help us more. Collaborate with us in a process that is much more effective and efficient. They also ask us the names of the parties, what we want to call them, what we remember, and what our role is going to be. If we want, for example, to be Party 1, Party 2, why, or we want to be the mediator, or in another process, if we want to assume negotiation roles. As we see here, it is talking about the Party 1 representing one of the parties involved, Party 2 representing the opponent in this conflict, or if we want to act as mediator. And here, Mrs. Usand, any comments? She recommends that we take the role of one of the parties so that the GPT chat can act as a mediator and guide us through the process. And please let her know when we are ready. So well, with all this development and this activity that we have at Cyber Week, where I thank very much Leah Wing and all the other folks at the U.S. National Center on Technology and Conflict, with whom we've been working for so long. We in ODUR Latin America have always tried to be at the forefront in the process of evangelization of new technologies applied to conflict transformation. So, well, I am very grateful to have this opportunity to get in touch with you. Let's see now how the translation from my Spanish to English works using an artificial intelligence platform. And I say goodbye without first telling you that we invite you to visit our website www.odiarla.com or to write to us at our email address. In this case, it is Elizabeth Key. Thank you very much.